Hi, it's Gayleen here from Compass Rose Nutrition and Wellness, and I'm here today to share a little bit more around my health journey, my story, what has gotten me to this point over the last few years. Now, my journey has been eventful and not very fun, and the reason that I've decided to share it more publicly is because I know there's a lot of other people struggling in their health, in figuring out what's wrong or getting the solutions that they need or getting the support around what they need. And if my story can help you in any way, then that is my goal, is to really be here to motivate you and encourage you to prioritize your health. Keep digging, keep asking, keep trying to figure it out because nobody else is going to swoop in and save you. We need to look out for ourselves, for our own health. Sometimes it takes a little bit of pushing to really get us to where we want to go. Now, it takes both dedication on your end to be prioritizing your pillars, but it also takes a little bit of dedication in connecting to all of your healthcare practitioners to really find the answers when you have something that's unknown, like I had. And so that's what I want to share a little bit about with you today. And I've put it on my blog. So if you want to read it in full, you absolutely can. And if you know somebody that's going through something difficult in their health right now, I think we all know someone going through something difficult in their health right now. Please share it with them, and maybe there'll be a little tip in there that helps them to figure out their best next step. So, my name is Gayleen Gomez. I'm the owner of Compass Rose Nutrition. I've been a nutrition coach for 10 years. My online business is in health and wellness, and I work with women in midlife who are going through difficult health challenges, from low energy to figuring out what's going on, helping them feel strong and vibrant. I want you to enjoy your life to the fullest, not just feel like you're making it barely through the day. I want us to look forward to aging healthy and gracefully. And so, a couple of years ago, I was in a really bad snowboarding accident and my a crash injured my neck. And after that crash, I had the x-rays, I had physiotherapy, I had all the things. My neck was not broken, thank goodness, but it did have a pretty serious injury that we were hoping was going to fix itself over the time and therapies and all the things. And unfortunately, it did not. Over the next couple years, it actually continued to get worse. And as it got worse, it caused more pain, it caused numbness in my arms, it caused it affected my everyday. I was no longer able to do the activities I wanted to do. I was no longer feeling good at my job. I could no longer exercise or walk my dog properly. It was really affecting my life to the point that it was decided I would have surgery. Now, I had a fantastic surgeon and I worked with him to really get me healthy and going into surgery and feeling my best and making sure I was well prepared. And I really worked on what I call the four pillars. So if you've been following me for any amount of time or if you've read the blog, you'll know that I work not just in nutrition, but in really holistic health. So I take a four-pillar approach. We work on nutrition, so nourishment, nourishing my body, getting it ready for surgery is a big deal. I knew that since it was going to be in my neck, I wasn't going to be able to eat properly for a while afterwards. So I worked really hard on getting myself all the vitamins and minerals and nutrients I possibly could. The second pillar is movement. Even though I was in a lot of pain, I went through extensive physiotherapy and trainings to try and get my body strong as best as I could so that healing and coming out of surgery was going to go smoother. If I went into it bedridden, it was going to be more difficult. If I went into it as strong as I could, it would help in my recovery. And then the third pillar is sleep. If we're stressed all the time and not sleeping well, then our bodies are not healing. We need a restful sleep every night to recover. And so getting ideal nightly good quality sleep was really important. And I put in a lot of time and effort to dialing in my own sleep routine. And then after that, I worked on my stress and my mindset. I worked with therapists and coaches and all different types of people to help get in the right mindset to go through something big like this. And on the other side, I got even more help, but that's kind of the four pillars that I started with. And those are the four pillars I work on with my own coaching clients. So I had a really good foundation. I had a really good start. I had a really good place to start from. Now, in saying that, I went in with a positive mindset, but I was still scared. Going in for a major surgery is scary. There, you don't know exactly how things are going to go. And so as I headed in for surgery, I went in with the best hope, but also some fears. And so when it came time to go in. I had to trust that I had done the best I could with my health. I'm putting all my trust in my fantastic doctor. I went into surgery just really trusting that the outcome was going to be what it needed. And good news, it was. Coming out of surgery, it wasn't easy. I spent a couple extra days in the hospital. When I was home, there was long recovery. And like I said, I couldn't eat properly and couldn't walk very much. And I definitely had a bit of a struggle coming out of surgery. But the amazing thing was that a lot of the pain was gone. I was able to use my arms properly again. A lot of my headaches were gone. So the surgery was a success for the reasons that I went in for. My goal of having surgery was quality of life, being able to physically do things and enjoy my life and remove some of that pain. And the fantastic news is it did all of that. So that was great. However, a few months later, I was still in the healing phase. I had just started driving myself around. I was in physiotherapy. I had tried to feel like I was getting my life back. I was being a little bit more independent. I was back to work. I was doing all the things that I was supposed to do. And then one night, I got up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. It was around midnight or 1 a.m. I got up in the night to go pee and I fainted. And after I fainted, it turned into a bit of a scary couple of days because the fainting was not expected. I don't faint. That's not part of anything that's wrong with me. And I got really sick in the tummy. I got really dizzy. I got really nauseous. And I went to the hospital. I went to emergency because the fainting left me feeling like I was going to black out again and again and again and again. And it took multiple visits, over 7, to emergency, different hospitals, different doctors, different things to figure out what was causing my symptoms. And it took a couple months. So my health very much deteriorated over these next couple months. And I was still working, I was still trying to do life, but I was not really able to do life the way that I wanted. When you feel sick all the time, when you're dizzy, when you're nauseous, when you feel like you're going to faint, as you can imagine, it affects all areas of your life. Not only work, but all my pillars. I wasn't eating properly because I was nauseous. I wasn't sleeping properly because I was dizzy. I wasn't exercising because I was dizzy. And so when we think about kind of what happened in those months, I was really left in a place of unknown. We didn't know what was wrong with me. I had a bunch of blood tests. I had um, I had all kinds of tests. I had stool tests and I had blood tests and I had a CT scan on my abdomen and I had ultrasound and I saw more doctors and more doctors. And it was a couple months 3 months approximately before I went to this really amazing eye doctor who decided that we needed to do a CT scan on my head. We needed to figure out what was going on. I wasn't seeing properly. And we found out that I had had what's called a vertebral artery dissection, which is basically a tear in an artery in my neck. And this tear, so the actual artery in the back left side of my neck, when it tore, it let a blood clot go through to my brain, where I then had a stroke in my cerebellum. And cerebellum is the bottom underneath part of the back of your brain. So it didn't give regular stroke symptoms. It didn't give normal things that would be recognized, right? I went to all the doctors. No one noticed that I was having a stroke. And so, because of these strange symptoms I was having, it was a very rare stroke from a very rare cause. This was not expected. And after we found out what happened was now time to start trying to treat it. But again, because it's not common and it's not expected, and because now it is months into the process, there wasn't really a clear protocol or plan for my health. And so my symptoms were very dismissed. I was sent home numerous times where they were saying that I probably just had a virus. And so when it finally came to that, I had an actual diagnosis. Now we could start moving forward. But until I got to that point, I really felt that I had to advocate for myself. I had to push, I had to ask for more tests, and they just kept running more and more blood tests. Blood tests weren't finding anything wrong with me, but they were just keeping doing more of that. And so One of the lessons that I really learned here is about taking control of your own health. Remember, no one's going to do it for you. They're going to look at what is the most common expected thing for someone that is acting or looking like this or presenting with these symptoms. And for them, it would be that I probably just had a virus. And so self advocacy is so, so important. It really became the key to finding the answers that I so desperately needed. And it wasn't until I had a diagnosis that I could actually start doing something about it. And so I want you to know that you're not alone in your health journey, even though it can feel like it. It's okay to question things and to ask and seek support when you need it. Get yourself a health coach. I worked with a number of different people during this time. And so you have the power to take control of your health, just as I did. You have the power to ask questions and to push for more tests and to go see a different doctor and to, really, really seek those answers. And so if you're still learning about your body and your health, I encourage you to take some time to get more familiar with how your body works and how it reacts to certain things and what is normal for you. And how are you going to advocate for yourself when things are not normal? Educate yourself on the signs and symptoms of common health issues so that you can recognize that in your family and friends. And again, even mine were not normal signs and symptoms, but there was a day where I stood in front of my husband saying, "Do you think I'm having a stroke?" And so be proactive in asking questions and exploring solutions to ensure you're not left in the dark about your own health. And I was so grateful that I did continue to push on this route. And then when you ask for help, ask for a second opinion or a third opinion. Reach out to a different kind of health professional. When I went to my family doctor, to the emergency ward, it was an eye doctor that had finally started to figure out what might be happening with me. So make sure that you're getting your the level of support that you need to get your answers. Now, maybe you're not going through a health crisis like I've been through, but all the same, now is the time to prioritize yourself and get yourself as healthy as you can so that when something does happen to you or a family member, you feel really strong and prepared in going into it. Because I can sure share with you, it's really scary to not know what's going on. And so once I actually had my diagnosis, once we knew that we what I was going on, now it was moving through to the other side. And I maybe am having a hard time saying that because it's hard to say that I'm grateful for what happened to me, but now that I'm on the other side of it and I'm healing from it and I'm getting better, it's not gone. There's still problems. It is not going to go away. This is an ongoing, lifelong situation that I'm now going to have to deal with that causes all kinds of symptoms. Um, I need to think about what I want my life moving forward to be like. And so my other side means that it's about finding joy in the little things that I do in my life. It's about continuing my business and supporting and helping other women figure out their situation and advocating for them and cheering them on. I want to share my insights and my health journey in case it can help another person with theirs. And so there is absolutely a recovery period when you go through a health crisis. So one of the hardest lessons is the importance of patience. When I first faced surgery, I wanted to like rush through to that recovery side, believing the sooner that I could get back to my normal life, the better. But obviously that didn't happen. I never got back to normal before this all happened again. So there is a lot of physical stuff to go through. There's a lot of emotional stuff to go through. There's a lot of mental stuff to go through, and it all takes time. And so it's not linear, and it's okay to not have all the answers right away, as long as we're all constantly striving to that other side, right? That other side. So honor where you're at in your journey, whether you're recovering from an illness or an injury or just simply trying to regain balance back in your life and knowing that it's not going to have, straightforward progress. Instead of trying to even force your progress, focus on just small, manageable steps. What can you do today? What one little thing can you do today to move yourself forward? And maybe the best you can do today is different than the best you can do tomorrow. If the best you can do today is to take an extra nap and get some self-care in, do that. If the best you can do today is drink some extra water, do that. If the best thing you can do today, just the best thing you can do for yourself today, please do that. Because when we sit and we wait and we hope for others to figure it out, it's going to take even longer. And so, nutrition has definitely been a foundation of my healing, right? We go back to my four pillars. Nourishing my body. When I was in recovery mode, I became even more attuned to the impact of nutrition on healing. Even though I know this, I am a nutrition coach, I'm a registered nutrition consultant. That's my focus. It was still really hard to figure out all the nutrients to get in me. I prioritize cooking from scratch despite my limited energy. So if the best thing I can do today is eat a pureed vegetable soup, then that's what I would do. So knowing what I put directly in my body influenced my ability to heal. And so nutrition was a huge piece of the puzzle. And I do batch cooking, and my husband steps in and cooks, and I've had friends come over and cook for me, but I absolutely prioritize getting nutritious food into me. And the next thing is movement. It's gradual, it's slow, but it's steady. So during my stroke recovery, even simple tasks like walking my dog have been quite a struggle, honestly. And we've had to hire a dog walker to help me out when I'm looking after my dog. And so when we think about the best I can do today, maybe it's just going for a little walk around the block. So slow but steady. Find movement that feels good for your body, but don't be afraid to just start small. Every step counts and every stretch matters. The next one, these are lessons learned, and what I want to make sure everybody is aware of is that sleep side of things. Make sleep a priority. Create a calming bedtime space. Limit screen time before bed and aim for consistent sleep hours. Take naps if you need to. After my stroke, I was physically exhausted. And again, remember, it was months before we knew what was wrong with me. So once I understood my diagnosis, it made sense why I was so tired, but I was so drained. And so I quickly realized how deeply sleep affects my recovery. And you have to focus on not just getting enough sleep, but on quality as well. And my last piece is about healing starting in the mind. The most profound lesson that I learned is how critical mindset is during times of health challenges. My stroke not only affected my body, but very much my emotional and my mental state. I really had to learn to be more kind to myself, to slow down and focus on the long-term goal of healing rather than immediate results. I put a lot of pressure on myself. I'm a perfectionist. I wanted to do all of the things all the time. And that just wasn't practical. And so mindset has truly been shaping my journey, and working to cultivate a mindset of self-compassion has been really important for me. Healing is a process, and my journey may look different than yours or than the next person, and that's okay. And so make sure that you're getting the support that you need around this category. Again, I worked with a variety of different practitioners in managing my stress and my energy after this. And so moving forward and prioritizing my health means looking for joy. It means use all these things that I've learned and keep implementing them and take it and help others as well. So I've learned that healing requires steady progress and willingness to focus on what truly matters, which is enjoying my day to day, working on my four pillars, finding balance and prioritizing what supports my recovery the best. Every day I try and trust that I'm doing the thing that's going to be bring me closer to my healthiest, most vibrant self. So my mantra is I'm in constant pursuit of what is best for me and my health. I'm in constant pursuit. Literally, I'm always seeking out more resources, more support, more lessons, more trainings, more foods, more things. I'm in constant pursuit of what is best for me and my health. That is my absolute top priority in my life. And so this continues to guide me, and it reminds me that investing in my well-being is not just about recovery, it's really building a thriving future for myself. And so my takeaway tip on this is that healing takes patience. Prioritize what nurtures your body and mind and trust the process. And I want you to prioritize your health. Healing and growth doesn't happen overnight, but you can begin at any time. You can start today with small actionable steps. I have a quiz. If you haven't taken it yet, it's the perfect way of actually getting started. So if you or somebody that you know is going through some health stuff, start with my quiz because it'll help you dial in which pillar to really work on. And every effort, no matter how small, is an investment in your well-being. And so thank you for taking the time to listening to my health journey over these last couple of years. This is what I've been working on. This is what I'm doing behind the scenes, and this is how I spend my time. And so I offer a variety of coaching packages to do this with me And I have had a variety of coaches that I do this with. And this is my life. I am literally in constant pursuit of what is best for me. And if you want someone to be here to cheer you on and help you and support you and guide you and mentor you and motivate you along the way, it does not have to be something like a surgery or a stroke or an artery dissection of what I've been going through. It could be something that, like, you're getting over a cold and you're just really feeling blah. It could be anything. Maybe you have had a medical diagnosis that feels big and scary. Maybe you know somebody that has. We all are going through our own stuff, and there's no judgment around what you're going through. But if you do need support, I encourage you to get it, whether it's from me or anybody else. Make sure that you're getting the resources that you need to thrive and to live your best life and to advocate for yourself and to prioritize yourself and to find joy, right? I talked about finding joy in the little things every day. I've started doing more watercolor painting. I'm listening to audiobooks. I'm having extra enjoyable time with my husband playing backgammon and just doing easy, simple things in life that bring me smiles, that bring me joy, that bring me happiness. And I want that for you too. And so if I can find joy in this stage of my life, then I want to help you find joy in whatever you're going through as well. So, thank you for taking the time to listen to this. I'm going to link the blog here as well because I dive into each of this a little bit more. So, if you are going through something right now, I highly encourage you to take the time to read through it in more detail or share it with somebody that you feel would benefit from hearing this. And I wanted to bring my story a little bit more to the forefront so that you know I'm a real person too. Behind the scenes here, there's all kinds of stuff going on. You might just see me running my business or see all the blogs or programs or different things that I offer, but now you know a little bit more around why I offer them. This is so important to me, and the work that I do is for me the meaning of my life. This is really how I want to spend my time and my future and my energy is helping others feel their best too. So, thank you again for listening to this. I would love to hear from you. You can leave a comment on the blog, you can email me, you can absolutely reach out, and I wish you well.